Hello everyone, my name is Ashish and you are watching another WebGuy YouTube channel, and in today's video we will learn about query selector and query selector all. So without wasting any time, let's get started. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our videos. In the previous videos, we learned how we can select the various HTML elements based on their IDs, classes and tags. There's another way we can select the HTML elements based on any specified CSS selector. The first method which we are going to learn is query selector. The query selector method returns the first element that matches a specified CSS selector in the document. So here you can see that we have the same HTML file on which we were working in the previous videos. You can see in the index.html file that we have a h2 element with an ID of tagline. Let's try to select this element using the query selector method. So we'll declare a variable and set its value equal to document.querySelector, and in the parenthesis we will pass the ID of the element. Now note the hash symbol which I have used here before the tagline. When we are using the query selector method, we need to specify the CSS selectors as they are. For example, if we are selecting an element based on its ID, then we will use the hash symbol. If we are selecting any element based on its class, then we will use the dot symbol. So we need to pass the parameters exactly the way we write the selectors in CSS. Let's log this onto the console. And here you can see we have got the h2 element which had the ID of tagline. This was a very simple example of query selector method. Let's see a more complex one. As you can see here in the index.html file that we have 3 divs with the ID of set1, set2 and set3, and inside all the divs we have one h3 element and 2 paragraph elements with a class of para1 and para2. So suppose we want to select the para2 of div having an ID of set3. So we'll first create a variable and we'll set its value equal to document.querySelector, and we'll pass the parameter exactly the way we pass while we do the CSS styling. So we'll write hash set3, and since we want to select the class para2, so dot para2. And if we log this onto the console, we can see that the para2 of the set3 div is selected. Similarly, you can select any HTML element based on their CSS selectors. If you want a refresher on CSS, I have a complete video series, the link to which is in the description below. Now the important thing to note here is that the query selector method returns only the first element that matches the specified CSS selectors. So for example, if we want to select all the h3 elements in each of the 3 divs, let's see how we can do that. We will create a variable and we'll set its value equal to document.querySelector and we'll pass the parameter as h3. Here we are not using any ID or class name, that's why we don't need to use hash or dot symbol. To select HTML elements by tag name, we can directly pass the tag name inside the parenthesis. Now if we log this onto the console, we can see we have got only the first h3 element. Although there are 3 h3 elements in the document, but still we have only got the first one because the query selector method only returns the first HTML element of the specified selector. So if we want to get all the matches for a specified selector, we need to use query selector all. We will take the h3 variable. Here we are not using the let keyword because we have already defined the variable. We are just changing its value. So we'll take the h3 keyword and we'll set its value equal to document.querySelector all, and we'll pass the parameter as h3. If we log this onto the console, you can see that we have got a node list. Now this node list is exactly similar to the HTML collection which we saw in the earlier videos when we used get elements by class name or get elements by tag name. The difference between node list and HTML collection is not very important to understand right now as a beginner, but still if you want to know, just understand that the node list can contain any node type, whereas the HTML collection is only going to contain a node element. Now I don't want to confuse you with these technical terms, just know that everything in the HTML DOM is a node. So the node list is more general and it contains all type of nodes, and the HTML collection is very specific and it contains only element nodes. Now coming back, you can see that we have selected all the H3 elements. Let's take another example. Suppose we want to select all the elements having a class of para1. So let's do that by query selector all. We will first declare a variable, say para1, and we'll set its value equal to document.querySelectorAll, and we'll pass the parameter as para1 with a dot sign because we are using the class, so we'll use the dot sign. And then if we log this onto the console, we can see that we have got a node list of all the para1 class in the document. Now to access the elements of the node list, the method is exactly similar to what we did in case of HTML collection in the last video. Let's see that once again. So by using the indexing method, if we want to select the second para1 element, we can do para1 and we will set the index 1, and we'll then do dot style dot background color equal to yellow. And you can see here on the browser, the background color of the second para1 element is changed to yellow. Now you must remember that the JavaScript has 0 based indexing. So the first element will have an index of 0, the second element has the index of 1. That's why we have passed the index as 1. Now if we want to select all the elements having a class of para1, we can use the loop method. So we will run a for loop exactly the way we did in the last video. And you can see here that the background color of all the elements having a class of para1 is now changed to light green. Again, you should know that even if the query selector all method is used to select only one element, still it will return it as a node list. For example, let's select the para2 class of the div having an ID of set1. Now if we log this onto the console, you can see that even though we only have one such element, there is only one para2 class inside the div having an ID of set1. Still it will return a node list. So to access this, we can either use its index or we can run the loop, the way we did in the previous example. So that was all about query selector and query selector all method. Thank you for watching the video. Please hit the like button if you learned something. If you are new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.